Hey fam, hey, welcome back to my channel. Here we are at another Sunday night with our favorite reality mess, Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 4. I like to lovingly call these episodes this year the mess on Coyote Pass. I will say, it's getting a little frustrating to be so far behind in what we're watching when we know how things have turned out in the here and now. Just yesterday, there was an announcement that Madison is pregnant with another baby for the family. Congratulations, Madison. We also see on tonight's episode that Mckelti has her twins when we know that her twins are about 2 years old, if I'm correct. So just speed it up already, TLC. We know what's going on. We know that the family's not getting along. We don't need to talk anymore about that. Although tonight we did get to see inside Robyn's house. So that's a new thing. Anyway, sit back, relax, pull up a picnic table that belongs to Robyn's dad, and we'll be right back after my original jingle.
Got 4 wives, 1 is staying, 3 have packed and gone. Kids don't smile upon me, lost my faith in the dawn. Big house feels so empty, lonely halls and broken dreams. 1 wife by my side now, nothing is as it seems.
All right, everybody. So fade in on Utah. The whole family is getting ready to attend a wedding that apparently initially, from what I understood, did not want Cody to attend, according to Christine. But then, of course, talking to Robyn, who always is on the reverse of everything anyone says that the family specifically asked that she and Cody be there. But Cody, instead of getting ready for the wedding, is playing surveyor out on Coyote Pass while Robyn is pretending to rake. Yeah, because raking solves family drama. How about you rake up some of the lies that you spread and told to get yourself where you are in this family? The real concern for her, though, seems to be Saul and Ari not being caught up in the mess of her parents and the other adults. You know, I get a little confused about why she's always using those 2 kids as a pawn. Because honestly, later in the episode, she says that Saul and Ari are not tracking what's happening in the family. We'll get back to that later because I do have thoughts. Now, let's backtrack for a second. The last big family wedding that they went to was Aspen and Mitch's wedding. Now, this was back when they were still kind of a team. I think some things hadn't really come to the surface, other things had, but they were still playing nice for the most part. But Robyn, she's standing there saying, I don't even know what's real anymore. Girl, same. The wedding is supposed to take place in Las Vegas, and Janelle is nervous about how the interactions are going to go. I mean, her feelings are pretty much through the roof. And meanwhile, Robyn is saying that, again, the kids should not be involved, and so they're not going to go. And I want to say that it's interesting she says this because I remember hearing that you were involved in the whole Christmas texting debacle that pretty much sealed the deal when it came to your kids and the older kids kind of getting along. That was not because of the kids. That was because of you. I thought we weren't supposed to get involved. At least that's what you said last night. So I'm just trying to check. I'm checking for a friend. It says that the seating arrangements at the wedding was that Janelle sat with Christine. They waved at Mary. They was like, hey, girl, stay over there. And then Cody and Robyn, sat back in the cut. Classic divide. Kind of like Coyote Pass. Mary, as always, is in limbo with where she feels some of the people in the family feel about her. She says that some don't mind being around her, some won't be around her. Again, classic divide. Now, what I was surprised to hear is that Gabe actually went up to Robyn, throws a little bit of a curveball into the mix, and he says, love you, Robyn. Family dynamics at its finest. Now, here's my question. I really want to believe for Gabe that in that moment, he tried one last time to reach out and make himself open to the possibility of having her in his life. But again, I'm going to say that because Robyn follows Cody's lead, which is like the blind leading the criminally insane, he stopped that from happening. And that's sad, knowing what we know now. I am sad about that. I really am bothered by that, but we're going to go on. I just have a question. How many times is Cody going to drop the term civil war? It feels like we're up to about 100 times already. I mean, he could just stop saying that. He could stop saying it, because if this is civil war, you are the one giving the marching orders. We take a break and then come back to Cody having a nice bike ride out on the property, because of course when your family is in chaos, cardio is the answer. Oh, and there's this casual line about him and Mary officially breaking up, followed by, would I date her if she were single and I were single? No. Okay, we get it. You don't need to keep driving home how much you hate Mary. Never loved Mary. Should have never married Mary. Mary, message to you if you ever hear this. This is what's called a blessing in disguise. Recognize it for what it is, girl. Recognize it for what it is. Now, in typical Cody fashion, he wants to reconcile with Janelle. Sure, after everything that's happened, that is not going to be an easy fix. As a matter of fact, she ain't gonna fix it at all. Easy, hard, or in between. She don't want you no more. She said, there's a stranger in her house, but you ain't even in her house. So at the wedding, Janelle actually says that she was like, hey, how you doing? Keep it moving. That's where she was. That's where she was. And I'm okay with that. Since all the wives are gone, we're now back in Robyn's house for filming. Surprise, surprise. Was anybody else surprised about we got to see the inside of Robyn's house? And of course, we see Cody playing Jenga with the kids, and it's all good. He said that usually when they get together, it's like this, or they're strumming guitars and singing songs. Yeah, right. Robyn says that she's reached out to family members, and collectively, they messed up something that was working. What was working? There was nothing working about that. It's interesting that Robyn talks about the fact that we collectively messed something up. So I'm just wondering, is that the plural we or the royal we? So, of course, we remember that the kids used to get scolded when Robyn had her house in Las Vegas. And if you remember, I can't remember which season it is, but there is a sign on Robyn's refrigerator that says, ask before you open the refrigerator. Now, granted, they had a lot of boys in that family. They probably went in, took what they wanted. But remember, this is somebody that was trying to keep the family together. This is not at all a nod in Robyn's favor, but it does make me go back to a comment that I made maybe last season at some point during the podcast, where I said that Robyn is in survival mode, but only survival for herself and her kids, which means she will walk on your back, she will steal your husband, she will lie, cheat, kill, steal, and, destroy to make that happen. So even when she said last week how the family house was supposed to be for everybody, it was supposed to be, but you kept the biggest majority of it for yourself, because you're going to get what you get first. You're going to take yours off the top and then leave the crumbs for everybody else. That is just truly how I feel like she was raised. I think her mother taught her to be that way. I think her mother probably was that way. And there you have one of the many opinions about Robyn that I think are pretty true. So there we go. Let's not forget that Ari missing her dad is what would keep Cody from going to the other wives' homes. She used to say that Ari could not be away from him for more than a couple of days before she really starts to miss him. He started to even say that I can't be away from my family for more than a couple of days, or they really start to miss me. So it just seems to me that when Cody mentions how Ari said, I don't like Christine because she broke up with dad. It sounds like you all have been talking in front of her. It's something that we've said before. But if we're going to talk in front of her about how mean Christine is, or we're going to talk about how she's leaving daddy, let's talk to her about mommy's part in that. Shall we? Let's tell the whole story. Of course, we know that he's not capable of that because it makes both of them less like gods in their little angel's eyes. Then we come back from a break and we see that Mckelti's at the doctor's office. Christine surprised me with not knowing what the term breech meant. As many kids as these women have had, no one has had a baby that might have been breech. It is not the ideal way to have a baby, Christine. So when the doctor said that the baby was feet first, he couldn't turn it around. From what I understand, that is not only a painful process, but a very dangerous process, which is why Mckelti said, I will take the safer option. Now, I do understand that, the ideal way to give birth is to have no painkillers. Maybe if you want a home birth, they feel like that's the safest, on and on. I'm going to say no, thank you. Because believe it or not, just the other day, I was watching a TikTok video that showed what the cervix does as it begins to open to allow the baby through. And although I know y'all do this, every day on the hour, I'm okay. I'm okay with my nieces and nephews, although if I were ever blessed with a child, I'd happily welcome it. So there you go. Cody then reflects on Mary's infertility while Christine is in labor with Truly, with the same doctor that is now delivering Mckelti's babies. A lot went on while Christine was in labor with Truly. I mean, we talking about Mary's infertility. We talking about Robyn being his soulmate and kissing her when he shouldn't be. Yeah, that's a lot of mixed emotions. A lot of mixed emotions going on there. Robyn shows up for Mckelti's birth, claiming that she cares about Christine. She wants to honor the fact that she is her mother. She is. Did you care, though, when you sat on her front porch and called her a liar? Moving on. Mckelti is surprisingly excited about all the cutting involved with childbirth if she has a C-section. Robyn and Tony's mom are pretty cool. She drove her up there. But Janelle actually does jump in to defend Mckelti's decision to have Robyn there. Of course, we know that Mckelti had a very close relationship with Robyn. They have remind us again that she used to live there. She was the nanny. Sometimes even Madison would go there. Mckelti gives us a little bit more information and she says, Robyn saw me when I felt unseen. She made me feel like I was a real person in the family. So she holds a lot of loyalty and gratitude to her for that. And of course, like I said earlier, we have found out since this is so far behind that there has been a bit of a crack in the crystal, if you will, one of the very expensive crystals sitting on her floor between Mckelti and Robyn's relationship. Robyn claims that she's going to play nice with Christine, but in the flashback, we do see them looking pretty happy, taking a picture with Tony, but I'm going to say that's probably Christine playing nice and Robyn just knowing not what to do in that situation. Mckelti goes in for her procedure and starts to have a heart rate spike, which I'm sure, of course, is very scary. But then, of course, says that when she sees her babies and has them on her chest, all of that changes and she is a happy camper. Tony was not allowed in the room with Mckelti because, of course, the doctor does say that the more people in the room, the more risk of infection. Archer and Ace were born at 5:31, and we get to see some super sweet family moments. We see in one still that Robyn is holding one baby, Christine holds the other, and of course Robyn starts to cry because this reminds her of holding my grandbabies with my sister wife. But Robyn then, of course, needs to remind us again that Mckelti wanted her there and spoils the moment for me. They bring the babies home and Avalon is a big sister and she really does want to meet them and hold them until she realizes that she is no longer the baby. So does she want to hold the baby or, poke its eye out? We don't know. We don't know. She is a bit stressed, but hey, who wouldn't be? 2 more little babies. She's not the baby anymore, but she's still the baby of Mckelti and Tony, no matter how big she gets. Then Cody swoops in to make Christine look bad again, implying that she was jealous of Logan when he was born because that was Janelle having a baby. And Christine tells us it was not about her having a baby. It was just about her not feeling like she was the wife that was in line in Cody's vision at the moment. She was having problems a little bit with being a sister wife, not with the fact that Logan was born. I swear, he can find any ways to make her seem like the worst person in the world. She could send him a dozen roses and he would go, she's trying to kill me with the smell of roses because roses have a very pungent smell and she's horrible. Whatever. On the next episode, we're headed to Thanksgiving at the castle, and it looks like there's a heated discussion out in the snow. Ooh, prepare for more drama in the cold, y'all. Get out your mittens, your hats, your boots, and Cody's jacket. It'll be like a hug. All right, y'all, don't forget to like, subscribe, invite your friends. It's fun over here. It really is. Every Sunday, we watch the show. Every Monday, I talk about the show. I hope that you enjoy my content. And again, like I said, get notified when I'm coming because every week there's going to be something new. And I'm going to start a new show. It's going to be a surprise, but I want you to check it out because it is probably just as ridiculous as this show on a whole nother level, in a whole nother stratosphere of things that we do here in this country. Whatever. All right, my friends, until next time. Peace, love, and hair grease. We out.